One Job Vlog.
Caught this on Netflix from 1982, Poltergeist, directed by Tobe Hooper of Texas Chain Saw Massacre fame. Or is it? Well, it stars Craig T. Nelson as the suburban construction worker, and his wife is played by the chick who showed her boobs to the little boy in Kramer vs. Kramer. They have a haunted house. The signal in the TV goes bad, and I guess the spirits seep through, and you have this blonde girl creepy. She's like, "They're here." And you know, you needed a little iconic moment like that to sell in the 80s. I have to wonder though about that TV. Did you have TVs that had an RF remote in the early 80s? And it always IR infrared, like you point at the TV and it blasts that information to it? Because you have a neighbor who is able to use somebody else's television from walls between them. I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. If you're old enough to remember, get back to me on that information. And I also really like the chair trick. I suppose I need to see some behind-the-scenes footage for how this was done exactly, but you just look away for a second and the woman turns around and all of a sudden all the chairs are arranged on top of the table. It's pretty creepy, and there are some good effects in this movie for their day. And I will tell you this again, the effects may not look authentic. Floating furniture, the guy has some vision and his like face deteriorates and he peels it off. It may look fake, okay? It's a different brand of fake than what we have with CGI fake today, and it's one that I usually appreciate more. Also, are these not the weirdest or / worst parents of the 80s? I mean, you actually have mom and dad rolling joints, and this never comes up in the movie. You don't have any of the researchers, they go to retrieve their daughter that gets pulled into the, other dimension by the ghost. They don't say, "Hey, we came across your stash of weed and yeah, I think this explains why you're having these hallucinations. Yeah, we don't believe you." There wasn't anything to come of it. And here's some spoilers from 1982. The haunting comes from the fact that the neighborhood is built on a cemetery. Okay, I mean, sure. If we're going to go ahead and believe in some ghosts, we have some reasoning behind it. I guess we're trying harder here than we do in present day stuff. Now, after Tobe Hooper died, word came out that Steven Spielberg actually directed this movie, and it's pretty apparent. There's a lot of reaction shots of wonder. Something will happen, and then we'll linger on these people totally aghast. The music blasts the emotion for the viewer, so the way you're feeling when watching this movie is in large part due to your response from hearing the score. There's also a shitload of Star Wars merch. I mean, Christ, did you have enough of it in E.T.? Well, you double down on it here, because this boy's whole half of his room is Star Wars stuff. I think he even has like a doorknob or a light switch that's like C-3PO. I give Poltergeist 3 out of 4 stars.
Like, comment, share, follow, subscribe. One Job Vlog is made possible by your support on Patreon. Patreon.com/VaughnFry. Because Google.